A new ban list for Master Duel has just been announced right now in game. Let's check this out. First, let's see, what does the tier list look like? We have Snake Eye, Purely, Rescue Ace, Branded Despia, Tier Limit, Labyrinth, Superheavy Samurai, Manadium, Rika, Unchained Heroes. They're all barely in tier 3 here, but the big decks here, the big 3, as we could see, Snake Eye, Purely, and Rescue Ace. Now, Rescue Ace just came out. Purely just got new support and just got unbanned. But Snake Eye finally fell off the shop. So potentially there are some changes here. Maybe not. Let's find out. Are we ready? Boom. This will be April 30th. Oh my gosh. I can see it right there. Snake Eye Ash. Already. Well, the card came out in February. So, and as you can see here, the red packs are expired, and Snake Eye Ash is now semi-limited alongside OCG. So exactly what they did in OCG. I am expecting, or at least I expected, that this card would go to 1. So I do think that they are, at the moment, it's going to put it to 2. But then later on, maybe even by the next ban list, this may drop down to 1 if it is not good enough of a hit. And we will be looking on over to YugiOhMeta.com, which is an open beta right now, to see how well the deck is doing in the OCG with the card being semi-limited. So we'll check that out in a bit. So we don't want to spoil ourselves. Let's keep on going. Wanted Seeker of Sinful Spoils, also semi-limited. I just had on stream, people are asking, what do I think is going to happen on the ban list? And I straight up said, I did not think Wanted would be semi-limited, even though OCG Konami's the one that controls our ban list, not TCG. And I said, because, you know, this is kind of new. It's ultra rare. I thought that maybe they would put this as a super rare. I got to stop looking at rarities and stop using that as a reason for why they may or may not hit something, because Konami doesn't care. Semi-limited. You've had enough time to do well with this, and you're still going to do well with this. This got semi-limited while it's limited to 1 in Japan. So it's good that they didn't fully copy what they did in OCG. But again, this is maybe a sign of things to come, as it's going to later be limited to 1 alongside the Snake Eye Ash, which is not limited to 1 in OCG yet. Now, what's funny about this is the OCG's answer to Snake Eyes. But in the TCG, this should not spoil anything. I should open this up and be able to show this fine. Baron to Floor, banned in the TCG. And then we have Borload, banned in the TCG. And then we have Link Karibo, banned in the TCG. So this is what TCG thought what would be good enough to hit Snake Eyes. And if we go on YugiOhMeta.com real quick and we look at the latest YCS, Snake Eye that just happened today with the new ban list, the most dominant deck. And then right next to that, Snake Eye Fire King, which is pretty much Snake Eyes. So that didn't work out, but will this work out? So we'll check out the OCG hits of if the deck is still a top tier deck in the OCG. But there could still be maybe more changes. Maybe Poplar got hit. Let's see. Okay, is that it for semi-limits? Semi-limits, I see a line here. Limited. Oh my gosh, there's no way they could limit Poplar, right? I mean, I say we shouldn't be looking at the rarities anymore, but Poplar is ultra rare. It feels like I still have to consider the rarities. Limited. Wow. Superheavy Samurai Soul Piercer to 1. I talked about this, how if you were to have a card like Call by the Grave or DD Crow, it was a good way to counterplay the deck by banishing that 1 copy. And now they went from 3 to 2, which was a bit interesting because it went straight from 3 to 1 in the OCG. So this is, okay, this is even more reason to expect Ash to go from possibly to 1, or the Wanted Seeker to go to 1 later, as they're just going to slowly hit your cards up. Wow. Soul Pierce, Super Heavy Samurai recently, there's been a really toxic way to play the deck, and that's through the Archfiend Calamity, which is banned in the OCG. So people have been seeing an uptick in Super Heavy Samurai, and the deck has been just extra toxic. As you can see, most used on the screen there, Synchron, Super Heavy Samurai, and Resonator. All right, let's see. What? That's the full changes. No way, that's it. Okay, let's see. We have on YugiOhMeta.com, beta.yugiOhMeta.com. It's an open beta. You can go to the site right now. We're going to go on over to the tier list. We're going to go to OCG. Well, first I'll show you. Let's see the hits here. So Snake Eye Ash is semi-limited. And if we go to the deck type page here, you could see that the wanted is limited to 1, as we right up here in the OCG, that is. So let's switch to the OCG. There we go. Limited to 1 OCG, semi-limited Ash, not Ash Blossom, but Snake Eye Ash. Is this deck still good? So it's got more hits than Master Duel. So what does it mean? Let's check it out. Let's look on the tier list and let's see what's the deal with this. So let's switch this on over to OCG from the tier list. This is last month, but when did the ban list happen? March 31st. So we click on March 31st, it's still the top deck. And you could be thinking, oh, well, that's Snake Eye Fire King, not Snake Eye. Well, let me show you what Snake Eye Fire King looks like. And tell me this is not Snake Eye. We have 3 Bonfire, 2 Ash, 2 Poplar. We got the DIABELLSTAR. We got the Flame Burge. I guess they're not playing Oak in the OCG. I think the TCG is still playing Oak, right? They are playing Oak in the TCG, but the OCG not playing Oak. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Not seeing Oak being played that much in that deck. Okay, but it is pretty much a Snake Eye deck. And I guess this is a way to show you that the deck is still good. It's still top tier. We don't have Tenpai. We don't have Snake Eye Fire King. We don't have Voiceless. We don't have Yubel. We have Rescue Ace, which is hit a bit more than Snake Eye. But the Snake Eye breakdown, if we look at all tournament valid deck lists, dominating, doing well, top 2, second place, top 4, top 4, top 4, first place, second place, top 8, all abiding by limited to 1 Wanted Seeker and semi-limited Ash, which again, we're going to have 2 Wanted Seeker. This really does not do much. Now, what about the issue of Soul Piercer, if you even care? I got to look into that. I don't have that on the top of my head of what's been going on with the deck. I think the deck is kind of dead in the OCG. Let's see. In the OC, this is TCG where Baron Floor is now banned, and the Link 1 is also banned. But going to OCG, I think this is exactly how we have it in Master Duel, right? Well, they are playing it with Horus, so the deck is not doing well. It looks like Soul Piercer to 1 actually does crush the deck. If we go back to the past 3 months, we type Control F Super Heavy. It's all the way down here. This Soul Piercer to 1 pushes Superheavy Samurai, according to the OCG meta, where Maxi is also legal, to rogue status. That's it. I don't want to say it kills the deck, but look how much worse the deck is doing after being limited to 1 on the Soul Piercer. And I even commented on the last ban list of this going to 2. And I said, I now am remembering that I said that they may have seen that this was too harsh of a change, and that's why they decided to semi-limit it instead. But no, Konami said, screw it. We're going to now just limit it to 1. Now, this is incorrectly showing that it's a semi-limited Master Duel right now. It'll be updated in a bit. But wow, okay, so now we're in the OCG status of Superheavy Samurai, which is not good for the deck. Very interesting. So what do people have to say about these changes? Let's refresh, and then we'll check out the comments. Snake Eye will never survive this. Hope you guys are ready for a complete new meta. That is, he's trolling. That's a troll. Nortino is joking there. That nothing's going to change because Superheavy Samurai already wasn't that prevalent. It wasn't really doing that much. Are you really playing against it that much in online tournament, or I should say online ranked? Probably not. So we're also not seeing it that much in tournaments either. In the Asian tournaments, the American tournaments, the NA, West, East, it's not really that big of a deal. But Purely and Rescue Ace are climbing. And if Snake Eye drops down a little bit, let's say, you know, the 23 pretty much shows that it's 23% of the tournament topping meta. I think that its power level here is going to be split between Purely and Rescue Ace. I do think Purely and Rescue Ace will jump up to tier 1. And that's going to be interesting. We're going to have a meta with 3 different tier 1 decks, Snake Eye, Purely, Rescue Ace. And if that becomes the deal, then maybe the power level will drop even more and just split between all of them. You might have an even spread between all of them being 15%, 15%, 15% of the meta across all 3 different decks. Are you okay with that? A meta where we pretty much have a definitive 3 top different decks, Purely, Rescue Ace, Snake Eye. Now, some of you may be thinking, is Rescue Ace really that different than Snake Eye? They're pretty much just borrowing the Poplar. And not everyone's doing, well, a lot of them are. 23% are playing the Poplar, so a good amount. The majority are definitely playing it. They are playing the DIABELLSTAR engine, so what's going to happen here is they're going to go to 2 wanted, and I guess they may go 2 DIABELLSTAR, 2 wanted to make up for losing out on the wanted, possibly, maybe. Or they'll just be okay with 2 wanted. 2 wanted, 1 DIABELLSTAR. The deck on average is 43 cards. Well, now it's going to be 42. If we do tournaments only, now it'll be 41 even. So there you go. And that's the thing. So I will be streaming next week, and I'm also going to be releasing a leak video tomorrow. So look out for that, or the next day after. And make sure you head on over to beta.yugiometa.com. A lot of good work has been going into this. So thank you to the whole website team. Everyone involved has been amazing. The devs, the content managers, and it really has been working out incredibly well. You can sort by prices, condensed view, TCG, OCG, the YCS Championship, spicy decks, all that good stuff. Check out the tech tier list where you could see all the good stuff that they're teching in the TCG, OCG. Wow, Max C, 92%. That's crazy. Side deck OCG, side deck TCG, recent events. It is great. So we even have Tenpai starting to pop off in the TCG already, where it got first place of a tournament, a pre-release tournament. And the Tenpai Dragon breakdown shows something not interesting, but to point out that they're using and abusing triple pot of P. Lethal damage under pot of P, having your damage. So that's pretty interesting in the TCG. And you can let me know if maybe you want me to be covering some more TCG and OCG news, or at least reacting to maybe new card reveals. That's something that you want me to be making more videos on that I haven't really been doing. I was thinking, let me know if you like this idea. I was thinking about running OCG tournaments with newly announced cards that are not even out yet in the OCG. So before the cards are even released, something like Chummy, where we haven't seen any tournaments with it because the card's not out yet, well, we could be the ones to run a tournament every maybe 3 or 4 months, run a big OCG tournament with some prize support and have a bunch of good players go in there and play with the new cards. Some people are saying that Gimmick Puppet, for example, is super broken with the new field spell, that it could first turn kill just by a field spell on like another card, or I think just the field spell. And when I hear things like that, I am really skeptical. I hear a lot of things of people going, oh, this new card is tier 0. It's the best thing ever. It's going to break the meta. But then when it finally is playable in tournaments, it usually does not do that well. It turns out, oh, actually, all the cards ended up being a garnet that have to be in the deck. And it's just hard to trust that information at a glance. And maybe running tournaments will be the best way to dispel things like that, and to actually properly be hyped up for new and good cards to see how good they actually are. So again, you let me know. Check out the website, all the good stuff, custom dates, whatever you want. Thank you very much. And also check out the tier list maker and make yourself a tier list however you want. All right, we are out.